Recap from Part 3. Kirstine awakens in the hospital wing of the Universal Knights headquarters in St. George, Utah. She doesn't know how she got there or why. She expresses her concerns for the Nahadian people because they don't want help from the Nigts in fighting off the Dragiels. Part 4. Kirstine, someone called for me, can you hear me? With heavy grogginess, I did my best to respond and voice a yes. The response was strained, but I managed to croak out a yes. I am Dr. Flipper, I have been observing your health for the last several hours. He told me in a matter-of-fact tone. Why am I here? I struggled to say as I fought to open my heavy eyelids. Patrick informed me that the portal between Naha and Earth was becoming unstable. We could have tripped you on Naha. You're lucky to be in this good of health after all that. The doctor said as he rummaged around behind me. Unstable? I repeated with confusion. The portal nearly fully collapsed on both of you, he said as he attached a bag of liquid medication to a rolling floor stand. Wait, both of us? I was the only knight assigned to Naha. Patrick monitored the status of your portal personally. He cares a great deal about you as if you were his own. He went in after you to save your life. Dr. Flipper stated. Is he okay? I blurted out. Relax, Patrick will be fine. I'll make sure of that. Is he here in the hospital wing too? I asked nervously. Yes, he is currently being treated for atomic displacement shock. His prosthetic arm caused electricity to pulse through his body. He was a magnet for it. He should have thought to remove the arm before diving into the portal, but he acted on pure instinct alone to save you, Kirstine. He's so brave that I wonder if he is a bit reckless at times. Patrick is a creator. He wants to push the limits of humanity. I replied. I just hope it doesn't get him killed one of these days. The doctor mumbled before coming back to stand at the bedside. I will need to infuse you with hydration liquid. Dr. Flipper explained as he held up a needle to stick me with. I hated needles, and I also hated hospitals. I hated the rubbing alcohol sterilization smell too. I wanted to get out of here and get back to school instead of starting at the tiled ceiling. When I awoke again, several hours had passed. I didn't remember anything past the needle being inserted into my left arm's inner elbow. My head felt like cinder blocks had been dropped on it. My mouth was so dry that my tongue stuck to my inner gums. I painfully pried my sticky tongue away from my teeth. As I gained consciousness, my thoughts turned again to Patrick. I wanted to see him. I felt guilty that he was hurt in my rescue effort. I tried to come up with what I would say to Patrick, but my words seemed so empty in thanking him. He gave up everything to get to Shiloh years ago, yet Shiloh has never really repaid him for his service. He became the second in command with the Universcail Knights with duty and honor, yet he also lost the trust of his son, Andrew. I didn't have to look too hard to feel the pain of Patrick's loss. It was my loss too. Andrew was my best friend, but he chose to break his oath with the Knights. Andrew gave up his Cheyenne gift, his double life, but also, he relinquished his own honor. I loved Andrew once, it was beautiful. But good things can end when you least expect it. People can change, some even go as far to take advantage of your light. I had trusted Andrew far too quickly. It left me with a tragic ending to the relationship we once shared. Remembering Andrew made me sad and angry all at the same time. However, I learned that I couldn't save him. My thoughts refocused to Patrick. I needed to know that he was going to be alright in all of his heroics. He was there to help me when his own equipment failed, but I felt that I was in a position to not be able to return his favor. Patrick? I managed to call out from my bed. I'm here, Kirstine. He replied in a raspy, barely audible voice. Are you feeling better? I asked, still unable to see him because of the curtain between us. Not really, but the experience was quite rare, according to Dr. Flipper. He chuckled. You always seem to find humor in the darkest hours we've faced together. I'm still human, I still feel the weight of the universe counting on me too, he replied before being overcome by a coughing fit. A moment later he said we have to remember what makes us human, Kirsten. We can't afford to lose our own culture.